you think the best team in the AFC is right now?
Wow. I'm not really sure. I think the great thing about it is we don't have a dominant football team. And if you'd asked me 3 weeks ago, I would have said the Chargers. If you asked me 2 weeks ago, I probably would have said Buffalo. I'm not really sure right now, and I think that's the fun thing about it. I think we have teams with some weaknesses. Injuries play into it. And I think because of the fact that our teams don't play their players in the preseason, I think it's to mid-October before you realize who's good and who isn't.
Coach, the thing that impresses me the most about your former team in the AFC, the Colts, is that when they come up against a lesser team, they don't mess around.
Yeah.
Look at what they did to the Raiders on Sunday. And when you look at the Bills, now that the Bills have lost to the Patriots and we take a look back, well, okay, they had to pull a rabbit out of the hat to beat the Ravens. And as you said earlier, who knows how quality of a win that is. They handled the Jets, but who hasn't? Those wins at home against the Dolphins and the Saints, where, it's so weird to see a double-digit margin, but understand if you watch the game, that could have gone either way. So I really wonder what kind of flaws there are for the Bills. And I want to say, to me, a Super Bowl championship caliber team makes quick work of and never steps off the gas a lesser team and rolls up a lot of points and just demonstrates to everyone, themselves and anyone paying attention, that this is a special team. And they really haven't done that yet this year, except in the game against the Jets.
No, you're right. And that's why I picked New England last week, because I saw that Miami game. I saw the Saints game, and they were not dominant like I'm used to seeing Buffalo. And I thought New England would have a good strategy for them, and they could go in and pull off the upset. Indianapolis has been very, very good in a lot of situations. They probably would be undefeated if A.D. Mitchell just runs through the end zone. And then we'd be talking about them as possibly the best team in the league. They still have to do it, to me, against some good teams. But I like where they are. I like their energy. I was actually there. They had a ceremony for Jim Irsay before the season started. I was up there, and I was really impressed by the unity of this team, the togetherness, the way they were working, their work ethic at practice. And I think they can be very good. I think they are one of the top teams. I'm just not sure who that best team is right now.
It is amazing to think that Daniel Jones was available to anyone who wanted him. Sam Darnold was available to anyone who wanted him. Baker Mayfield, although he wasn't available this year, I made the point the other night, he was a free agent twice.
Yeah.
Twice. And the Bucs were the only team that stepped up. And we see some of these guys playing the best quarterback right now in the NFL. It really is crazy, and it defies narratives. And I think it's a reminder that even if you see young quarterbacks struggling, it doesn't mean it's about them. There's a chance it's about their situation.
That's so true. I was telling someone, it was in our newspaper down here, Steve Young was 3-16 as a starter for the Tampa Bay Bucks. And, oh, well, he's just not very good. And he goes to San Francisco, gets in the right system, and ends up in the Hall of Fame. It happens.
We talked about the best team in the AFC. I suspect that at the barbershop in Tampa, there's plenty of talk about the Buccaneers. Possibly 5 years after the Tom Brady Super Bowl, maybe having a Baker Mayfield Super Bowl.
No, definitely. The city is on fire. The team is fired up because they've had some injuries and they haven't had their full unit together. And they feel like when they get everybody back and healthy, they can be even better than they're playing now. So, yeah, there's some excitement here. And the fact that, okay, we played Philadelphia a couple of weeks ago. We didn't win the game, but we could have, maybe feel like we should have. Philadelphia is not this team that just is going to steamroll everybody. They've gone to Detroit and played well and won. So they feel very, very confident right now, and there is a buzz here.
Todd Bowles, the coach of the team, said this week that there's no quarterback he'd rather have than Baker Mayfield. And he's just, to me, such a combination of new and old. And he just feels like a throwback to the 70s, the gunslinger with the chip on his shoulder, the Ken Stabler, the Terry Bradshaw. You know, Roger Staubach wasn't really an in-your-face kind of guy, although I'm sure he got hot-headed at times. But, you know, it underscores the importance, and Coach Garrett talks about this all the time, the importance of a guy who can elevate the team, however he does it, whether it's through preparation, practice, the Peyton Manning approach where everybody's held to a high standard. But out there on the field, there's just a magic that kicks in when Baker Mayfield decides it's time to make something happen. And I'm not even sure he decides it. It just happens. And it just makes it so much fun to watch.
Yeah, and so much of it is winning that locker room, getting your team to believe in you. David Thornton is the player development director in Indianapolis. He told me that when Daniel Jones got traded or signed there, Daniel called him and said, hey, can you give me the phone number of every guy who's in town? David gave him the numbers. He called them up, went to dinner with everybody that was there over the offseason. And that went a long ways into saying, hey, I'm your guy. I'm here for you. Baker Mayfield has won that locker room over in Tampa. And when it really happened, there was a play in a game when he first got there, running back fumbled. He ran 8 yards, dove in the pile, outfought the defensive lineman, got the ball back, and everybody said, man, this guy, he wants to win. He's going to do everything he can. He's going to lay his body on the line, and they believe in him. And right now, they just feel like, hey, if we're within 7 with 5 minutes to go, we're going to win the game because Baker's going to do it for us, and that's the vibe he has given them, and they believe it.
Coach, as you were saying that, I had a vision of a day coming up in a few months when we'll all be in Santa Clara and the Buccaneers and the Colts will be the 2 teams in the Super Bowl, and you'll have one of your jerseys that's divided in half, right?
That's what
Bucs
I would have to do. No question about it, because some of my boys are the biggest Indy fans in the world, and then Jordan's the biggest Buccaneers fan. So it would be a divided household for sure, and I'd have to get that jersey out.
Well, we'll let you get back to that household, Coach. Good to talk to you. Safe travels this week to Kansas City. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the fact that it won't be 19 below, and hopefully it'll be another exciting Sunday night finish.
It should be. Thanks, Mike. Always great being with you.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.